Hey guys, let's get more news about Steelers, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. QB Sam Darnold expected to depart Vikings for AFC playoff team. The Minnesota Vikings haven't gone all in on Sam Darnold, and with just 2 weeks remaining until the official opening of free agency, that means the quarterback is likely to field several other offers. Seth Walder of ESPN authored a column on Wednesday, February 26, in which he predicted the starting QB for all 32 NFL teams come week 1 of the 2025 season. His pick for Darnold, the perennial playoff-bound Pittsburgh Steelers of the AFC North Division. Keeping Justin Fields is a possibility, but if the Steelers really liked him, why did they continue to play Russell Wilson over him? Walder wrote. And though I have some healthy skepticism of how Darnold will fare without Kevin O'Connell and Justin Jefferson, he's arguably the best free agent quarterback available. The Steelers land him because they have the most to offer, a potentially very good defense, winning history under Mike Tomlin, and the lack of a top pick, making them less likely to take a first-round rookie. Minnesota has already trumpeted its intentions to make J.J. McCarthy the franchise quarterback, per a report from Jeremy Fowler of ESPN, though that doesn't mean he will start next season in Week 1. McCarthy is only 22 years old and missed the entirety of his rookie campaign with a knee injury. He has also lost a good deal of weight over the course of multiple surgeries to repair the injured joint. As such, it's entirely possible that Darnold would start were he to return to Minnesota. However, Fowler noted that whichever veteran accompanies McCarthy in the QB room will be a bridge quarterback to McCarthy's eventual ascension. In part for that reason, Walder projected that McCarthy will be the Vikings starter to open next season. Darnold disintegrating at the end of the season surely hampered his chances of returning to Minnesota because the Vikings have a first-round QB waiting in the wings for 2025 and beyond, Walder wrote. Plus, it's important to note that the Vikings won 14 games because of their strong defense more than anything else. Darnold ranked 14th in QBR with a great play caller in O'Connell and arguably the NFL's best wide receiver in Jefferson. Is that worth sidelining McCarthy for another season? I'm skeptical. With McCarthy on track to participate in the off-season workout program, Minnesota could have a tough time recruiting a starting caliber QB to come and back him up, particularly considering there are 6 or 7 teams around the NFL in need of a starter. However, the questions around McCarthy's health and readiness to begin the 2025 campaign, combined with O'Connell's reputation as an offensive guru and the set of elite skill players Minnesota has amassed, could be enough to convince a player like Daniel Jones to return on a short-term contract if he believes he can honestly compete for the starting job. The New York Giants cut Jones halfway through 2024, and he chose to sign on with the Vikings after clearing waivers and hitting in-season free agency. Jones could attempt to rebuild his value in Minnesota if he doesn't see a deal out there that meets what he believes his worth to be. As far as the Vikings' point of view on Jones, General Manager Kwesi Adofo-Mensah described the QB as a great option for us during his media session at the NFL Combine on Tuesday. Duloc, good chance Steelers sign T.J. Watt to extension before new league year. The Pittsburgh Steelers made T.J. Watt the highest-paid defender in NFL history with an extension in 2021. That didn't last long, but they could be set to do it again in short order. There would be good reason for the Steelers to want to rush it, as it could end up cheaper. And indeed, there may be something behind that, according to Jerry Duloc of the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette. Asked yesterday if there was any possibility the Steelers would sign T.J. Watt to an extension before the start of the new league year, which is in about 2 weeks, Duloc said, "There's a good chance. If there is a good chance of that happening, then they must already be talking about it." Though he finished as a finalist for the Defensive Player of the Year award, Watt had a slightly down year. By what standards, of course, a down year is a career year for most. During the 2024 season, the Steelers' star only managed 11.5 sacks, leading the NFL with 6 forced fumbles. But he only batted 4 passes and didn't intercept one. He matched his 19 tackles for loss from a year ago, but had 9 fewer quarterback hits. In reality, the Steelers' negotiations have no business taking very long. Now, the first time they signed TJ Watt to an extension, the conversations dragged out extensively. As Watt tells the story, he had to intervene, marching into the office and insisting on signing. But the thing is, the bugaboo in those negotiations is no longer a bugaboo. The reason TJ Watt saw protracted extension negotiations is because he was fighting decades of Steelers precedent. And he forced them to break their precedent, or rather, to set a new one. Now, for very special players, they are willing to offer guarantees beyond the first year of an extension. Previously, they reserved that only for franchise quarterbacks, but they have since given second-year guarantees to Minkah Fitzpatrick as well. Given that the Steelers are now willing to give Watt guarantees in the second and third year of a deal, the rest of the extension negotiations should be fairly routine, despite speculation to the contrary. The only real obstacle I could envision would be if Watt actually wants to wait to see where the market comes in. Myles Garrett and Micah Parsons are also looking for new contracts this offseason, Garrett looking for a new team, too. But I don't think Watt is looking to maximize his dollar value on this extension. In fact, I think he took less in dollar amount last time to get the additional guarantees. Still, to get something done before the start of the new league year would certainly be a change. Maybe the Steelers want to do that, for the reasons we've already discussed. And another reason, it likely would quash any further speculation that they would entertain trade offers. Because once they hand TJ Watt a pile of guaranteed money on a new extension, they screw themselves. Pittsburgh Steelers interested in top, massive nose tackle. Kenneth Grant stands at 6'4" and weighs upwards of 340 pounds. For this week, Grant is down to 332 pounds, but he fits the Pittsburgh Steelers mold of defensive lineman about as well as anyone. On Wednesday, Grant revealed that he had a formal meeting with the Steelers, and head coach Mike Tomlin was involved in that meeting. "It was a very serious meeting," Grant said. "You know, they want competitive guys and dudes who are ready to go." Grant added that Tomlin might seem like someone who is all business all the time was cool in their interview and has a suave side. "He is a cool guy," Grant said. "You know, seeing him, you might think he is all serious, but he's really good." Grant is currently projected to go in the 20s, which would be right around when the Steelers pick at 21st overall. With comments from head coach Mike Tomlin and team president Art Rooney too about how much the run defense boosts they can get matters, Grant might be the type of pick for the Steelers. And you fan? What do you think of Kenneth Grant's situation? Leave your opinion in the comments.